What's up guys? Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever it is that this video finds you. Hello. Today we have a little lawnmower. I got it about, about a month ago, $5. The people didn't really know anything about it. I picked it up in the middle of a snowstorm. It's like a 10-inch snowstorm here in Michigan. When I picked it up that day, everybody thought I might have been crazy. Got a great deal on it. I think it will run. It looks pretty good. There's no, I mean, it just looks clean and nice. I sold this exact same mower last year for like $80. So get this one for $5. Hopefully put no money into it. Maybe a couple bucks worth of oil. We'll just say round up. I have $10 into this whole thing. Sell it for $80, just like last year. Make $70. Hopefully take about 30 minutes to do it. $70 in 30 minutes translates to $140 an hour. Pretty good use of your time. First things first, I have to clean all of that over there. All right, that's a lot better. All right, first thing that we'll do, we'll check for spark. This is a little spark checker. We'll just see what she's got going on for spark. Should be a little, I'll cut the lights, should be a little orange flicker right there. Here we go. The fuel doesn't smell too bad. It really doesn't. It looks almost brand new. What is happening with this mower? Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of fuel. We're gonna dribble it down in there and see if she coughs and fires. It should. See if we get some action, and then if we do, pursue it a little further. Probably just needs a carb cleaned, but we will see. Hopefully it's nice and short. Seems fine. I'm going to do a little more. All right, round two. Good enough for me. All right, so the unit's small enough. I have it up on the bench up here with me. Likely this whole thing is just a fuel issue, so we'll tear into it. Like I said before, when I picked it up and right now, I think it's sat for a couple weeks, but it's actually full, and gas smells really good. So it might just be something's kind of plugged up in the carburetor or something like that, but it appears to be fine other than that. So I will tear into this, and we'll just give that a clean blowout or something like that. It should be good. The air filter doesn't look great, but I have definitely seen way worse. I can't see in there. I know you guys definitely can't see in there. Okay, let's get that fuel line off first. Throw some paper towel under there just in case. I am going to be on deck too with a pair of vice grips. Not a huge fan of doing that to the fuel lines, but the fuel tank is full of gas and I don't really feel like draining it. These fuel clamp pliers are my favorite, even though they're not doing really well right now, but I don't think there's a whole lot of wiggle room with this this fuel line because it's so short. It ends like, you can't really see where it ends, but it ends like right there, right off the side of the camera. So it doesn't really have much wiggle room. So I think I'm going to pull the carb off first and then deal with that later. How is that on there? There it is. I don't think I can get that. There's a linkage right there for the throttle, and I don't think that I can get that off without the fuel line coming off. I'm gonna hit that fuel line with a little heat gun. Just get it warmed up a little bit so it'll come off a little bit easier. Now that I have this out, this has a little bit more wiggle room left and right, whereas before it was stuck in there. I didn't have too much play with that fuel line. All right, how do you like me now, fuel line? I gotta be ready with those grips, remember? Because once this comes out, it is, you know what? I'm just gonna clip it right now. So that way only a little bit will dribble, not a lot of it. Alright, let's get that guy out. Come on, guy. As you can see, it's not tight enough. That's tight enough. No drip. I'm looking right there. No drip, no drip. All right, I'm gonna get this mower off the bench so we can get into that carb. All right, so I got that carburetor off. I'm gonna have to improvise a little bit here too, because this main jet, I think, is not a huge fan of these plastic carburetors. This is held in by I don't know if that's like some kind of 1/2-inch hex bolt or something, but I don't have that tool. So I am gonna have to get creative. There are two right there. You know what, that just might be a plug. I'm gonna take these two, still got the flashlight on the camera. This bolt right here and this bolt right here hold the float bolt on, I believe, and I think this is just a drain plug. I'm hoping. Let's get those two screws off. Yeah, I think that has more influence than I thought it did. Before I open it, I'm just gonna try one. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna do my best to try to get that out. Hopefully it's not in there too tight. Okay, I have a solution, thinking outside of the box. I don't know what size this is. Anyways, it is it's just like a regular bolt. So this, however, fits perfectly in there. So then I will just take a pair of vice grips or something like that and get that to turn. So hopefully that is a way to mitigate. My vice grips are on the fuel line. Channel locks, something, anything. So here's the embarrassing part. It was just a plug. It had nothing to do with getting it off. All right, so now that that's out, this must just be caked on here, just kind of stuck on here. So I'm going to, as gently as possible, there we go. Gosh, it looks fantastic in there. I don't even want to touch it. I really don't. Don't even want to touch it. I'm kind of afraid. I don't know. This is very mysterious to me. I think what I might do is just leave it at carb spray. Maybe shoot some compressed air into there. It looks like it sucks it up from. Let me try to get. So I'm looking at this little white piece right at the end of my fingertip. Not ignore this float. So this little piece right here. It's there's this jet right there. I think sucks it up, and it sucks it that way. So it's like it sucks it through there into the main jet and then up through. That's blocked off. I don't know how this whole piece comes out, this whole white piece in the middle. I don't know if I need to take it out. It doesn't look that bad. These plastic pieces, even though I don't like them, they don't corrode the same way that metal does. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some carb spray in there and then maybe just hit it with a little compressed air and then move on. It should be okay. This is like a little vent tube that goes out of here. Probably just shoot something through there too. And I think that's about it. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. When I sprayed it too, you can see this opening in the back here. You can see my hand through that little hole right there. Yeah, you can see my hand back through there. When I sprayed the carb spray in, I did see it coming up right through that center in there. So that means it is clear. Can't really see it. It's that little piece. It's that little like white piece right at the bottom of that white circle. That is the all the way up to the top. So when I sprayed it into that little port, it went in and then it went up and came out the top. So that is a good sign. I'm not gonna fire up the air compressor because I don't want to. So I'm gonna put this back together and we'll just move on. Hopefully that did the trick. Let's get that linkage back on. So I just put that fuel line back on. I'm gonna look somewhere either near that plug hole or around the float bowl line. Just gonna check for any drips with this flashlight. It should pick up pretty well if it does do that. Connect this air hose, this air vent rather. That was easy enough. I'm gonna press this primer bulb a few times. I should hear a noise sucking the fuel, and I do in fact hear that noise. Great. All right, well there is only one thing left to do, and that is to go see if she will kick over. fired that up. It wasn't, I don't know, it was late. We have a pretty tight neighborhood, close houses, and I fired it up and it instantly regretted the decision. Noticed it didn't bring a ton of value. It wasn't very interesting, not too many obstacles, but I'll link my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. If anybody has any questions or anything like that, I'd love to help if there's any way that I can. Something going on with your thing or whatever. Throw me a message if there's something that you have a question on. Subscribe. Maybe you like the video. Dad, don't like the video. It wasn't very good, but maybe subscribe. There might be other things that are better later. So anyways, here's the oil change, blade sharpening, blade balancing. Okay, thanks. Peace, guys.